We can't imagine getting over the awe that we walk down this street nearly every single day. It's not Los Angeles and we love it, but we did not move here because of the scenery. We're not tourists.
And we're not expats.
So I'm going to let you explain, why aren't we expats?
We consider ourselves immigrants because we are actually immigrating to Spain. We are not just moving here, we're not just visiting, we are moving here. So that's why.
We're not here to argue with people how they want to identify, but for us, we're very uncomfortable with the term expats. We will continue to use it in our description. We're going to say that because, unfortunately, search terms, that's what people use. Groups online and on Facebook, they're called expat groups.
Yeah.
Groups or channels on YouTube are called expat channels.
Yeah.
Nobody has to like it. We're not here to change the world. This is for us personally. And I think we should get into the controversy with the name.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So in the United States, anyone coming from south of the border is an immigrant.
And it's used as a very derogatory terminology.
It's a legitimate word. They're immigrants.
It is.
But it's become negative. They're immigrants. And our understanding is, don't know the details, it's not ours to know, the same thing's happening in Europe.
Similar, at least.
There's a lot of movement in the world and it has been going on in the past few years, and the same thing is happening. So immigrant has this negative connotation. So those that seem to have money or are moving by choice want to call themselves expats. And I don't think it's a conscious thing.
I don't know if it is or not. I think for some people it probably is, but not for us.
Yeah.
For us, we don't consider ourselves expatriates. We consider ourselves immigrants moving from one country to another. No matter where it is, we're moving from another country and we are trying to integrate into the new country that we have moved to. That's an immigrant.
We wanted a different lifestyle than what we were getting in the United States. We looked around the world and Spain was our choice. This is the type of life that we chose to live. We presume it's we plan to be here forever.
Yeah.
So, actually, I'm curious. What are your choices? Give us comments and say, I want to hear what your opinion is of what expat
versus immigrant. Yeah, let us know.
And does it bother you? Does it not? Some feedback on that. But
hold on. Keep it civil, please.
Yes.
We're not asking you to argue online. We're asking you to tell us your opinion. Your opinion is your opinion. Please leave it at that.
And the comments have gotten more civil than they have been.
Yeah.
They're actually very nice lately.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
This can be debated nicely, but it's not the controversy that really misses.
No.
It's just not. It doesn't
resonate with us.
No, It doesn't fit our description. Just want to bring it up, the controversy of it, because it has come up several times in the comments.
Yeah.
People said, please don't use the term expat.
Yeah.
So anyway, part of being an immigrant to us and choosing a new home means that you're not here to change things. And that's not what we're here to do. We want to embrace the culture because we like what we see, and this is the lifestyle we want to do.
Yeah.
So, what's the one important thing, I think,
for you?
For everybody, when they go to a new culture, what's the thing that helps them the most feel?
Well, first of all, learning the language is
there you go. That's where I was going.
Yeah. So, and that's one thing, neither one of us is fluent in Spanish. Don't get me wrong. We both have had Spanish teachings in the past. That is not fluency by any stretch of the imagination.
If you watch our videos, we're not kidding ourselves. We know better.
No, we know we are not even close to being fluent. But we are actually actively trying to learn. One of the things we do is
twice a week, we have a tutor that comes over to our house and we go through lessons.
Yes.
Lessons. I don't know what you do. Between lessons, I'm using ChatGPT and I'm trying to get off ChatGPT and find another option. Right now, for verbal communication, it's the best. After she leaves, I put in ChatGPT exactly what we learned in the lesson. And that in the past lessons we've had, ChatGPT and I have conversations. We repeat the sentences together. We go over my pronunciation, which has a long way to go, but I'm trying.
We do have a sheet that our tutor has given us, as well as some words that we've actually gotten together for common things like going out to the grocery store, going to the butcher shop, going to a restaurant, going to the post office, trying to figure out going to the barber shop, common things to say at those different places. And so I go over that sheet, which actually has the English translation, the Spanish verbiage, and the pronunciation of the Spanish in that same page, which is very helpful for me because I'm much more of a visual and audio learner. If I'm getting only one or the other, it's very difficult for me. So I go through those and I repeat them for myself to try and keep that going. And so as we get new words, we try to add new stuff. It's like a master list for us to kind of go through. And so when we're out and about, it's very helpful.
Yeah, and we've heard a lot about people that say, people get here and they're angry because people won't speak English. And I hope that's mostly tourist. I'm going to kind of assume it is, but maybe I'm wrong. I'm trying to give people the benefit of the doubt here, and you can let us know if that's not true.
Yeah.
But we moved here. We don't expect anybody to speak English.
Okay.
It's nice when they do.
So in our last video, you saw we went to Valencia. We actually had a completely different experience at various restaurants and stores and hotels than we have locally here in Oliva. There were a lot of people who spoke English. They're just like, oh, okay. They didn't even bother trying to work with us in Spanish. They're just like, oh, we speak English. And so the conversations were in English. You don't really have an opportunity to try out your Spanish. So it's not a negative. It's just the nature of the area that we were in Valencia. It's a very tourist district that we happen to be in. So one of the things we're going into here is we actively try to go to native Spanish owned and operated businesses so that we actually talk with people who are not native English speakers. We want people who have the capability of speaking. Technically, a lot of them are Valencian, not even Spanish. So we get a crossover of both Castilian Spanish and Valenciano. So it makes it difficult, but it also makes it kind of exciting because we're getting the introduction to both languages to a degree.
Yeah, and if you know Spanish, you'll do fine in Valencia because everybody understands Valencia.
Yeah.
Our challenge is when people are speaking to us and they're speaking in Valencian, most of it's like Spanish that you hear across the country.
Yeah.
But there are some words you're like, what was that? Well,
there's some words that you're kind of your ear kind of catches a little bit, but then there's others that you're like, not sure I understood what you just said. So
most are similar enough that you can figure it out, but not always. Not always.
So
long story short, we're trying to learn English, and part of that, you mentioned the business that we go to.
Mm-hmm.
There are people that have lived here a long time and haven't immerse themselves in the society, and it's getting easier and easier. There are towns south of us that have immigrants, 70%, people from outside of Spain, and
actually most of those English speakers, which that's fine, great, but you basically have created your own, what do they call it?
I don't know.
In English? Well, it's not enclave. It's
ghetto.
Well, you've kind of created your own group, I guess. You stuck around the people that you know instead of actually immersing yourself in the society that you're moving to.
And Oliva is about 20 to 25% immigrants. Not many from Americans. We're with a few, but some. And there are quite a few businesses that are owned by British. English. Well, I was going to say English-speaking people.
Yeah.
I think almost all British.
Yeah, it's all British.
And we even have
there's one right outside our door.
Right outside our door.
Yeah.
We go to those, and We enjoy them, but not nearly as much as some of the others.
Yeah, we tend to go to those periodically, but we try to frequent the Spanish-owned and operated businesses because we want to try and immerse ourselves in the culture of Spain.
Yes.
So
it would be very easy for us to only go to those restaurants. You can always get by in the supermarket, and most of the time you don't have to ask for anything anyway. You put it in your cart and you go to the register, as long as you know tarjeta cliente, so you know to show your frequent shopper card.
And if you don't know what he's talking about, go back to one of our previous videos because that was actually fun.
Yeah. And that's not us. That's not what we're here to do. We came here to embrace a culture and not for a change of scenery. Yeah. So, and part of that, when it comes to shopping and saying embrace the culture, we want to support the economy of our new home. So I will admit, when we got here, we shopped more from Amazon than we wanted to.
See, I was going to not even name the name.
I don't mind. I don't mind naming Amazon.
There are reasons to utilize Amazon because honestly, I'm 6'3". Most of my height is in my legs. It is extremely difficult to try and find clothing in my size in this area, and it's just a given. So right now.
Well, actually, in the beginning, we did a lot more than we wanted because before we moved here, we said we're going to not do this.
Yeah.
But we only came with 9 bags. We didn't have much, and we need stuff fast. And we didn't know where to go. And we're in a small town. We learned a lot of stuff just isn't here.
Yeah.
So we relied heavily on Amazon. We have pulled back a lot.
Yeah.
When, like with his clothing, and actually anybody that knows where he can get clothing,
make some comments. Yeah.
Please leave comments because it's been very hard. We've looked at mail order. We've looked at
we've actually looked at shops in Gandia and several others, and unfortunately they just don't have it. So
we're not going to do without. We'll have to go to them.
Yeah.
But what I did is we try to go to our local shops. If they don't have it, because it's a small town, it's limited.
Yeah.
I did research and I found Spanish-owned companies that are ethical as well. I'm not going to get it. We don't get into the ethics of Amazon, but I don't want Amazon corporations. And fortunately, there are a good number of companies here that are ethical and that we do mail order from. Are they as efficient? No. It takes longer. Sometimes you got to figure out where your package is going.
Yeah.
But if we can do it, we pay a little more and we're willing to go through the hassle. One of the things that we are finding a challenge, and there are things that we dislike, not huge.
No.
One of them is noise. I hate to sound like the Grinch, but noise. We live on a square that there is a lot.
There's a lot of activity.
Every time there's a fiesta, we hear it out our door. Bands, fireworks, that kind of thing.
It's not a negative necessarily. It's just getting used to, and I think there.
No.
Yeah, and again, I don't think either one of us is actually disliking it right now. Hopefully, we'll never will stop liking it, but right now, I think both of us enjoy a lot of the noise.
But the bangs are bothering me more.
The bangs are bothering me more. So right now, this is the time for Fallas in the Valencian region. I'm not going to dive into Fallas because I don't know all the details. If you want to look it up, you can.
It's a very big in the Valencian region, and small towns all have their own.
And they compete and bigger, blah blah blah. So if you want to know what it is, we can put the name of it in the description. But it is a lot of celebration of various things, and along with the celebration are firecrackers and fireworks and loud explosions from these. It's not that I think it's wrong. It's hard to hear. First of all, I have very sensitive ears. I can only imagine what it's like for dogs, for veterans, of any type of veteran, to have to hear this on a regular basis. But it's part of the culture here. So this is what we deal with.
And the thing is, we don't have to like it.
Yeah.
We may never like it. It doesn't. I'm getting so I don't even think twice about it. But we don't have to like everything. That's the thing. And I'm going to use some real life examples of
Okay.
things that we've seen. One is we've heard some complaints about the noise from other immigrants, and that's okay. But it's like really harsh, like these people. And they were concerned because there's no place to take their dogs. And the thing about dogs is legit, and it's perfectly okay not to like it.
Yeah.
But except you're the one that chose to live here.
With your dog.
I don't mind going to another immigrant and saying, gosh, I really don't like all this noise. But it's how you express yourself about it.
Yeah.
I really don't like this noise. I'm kind of implying I'm going to have to get used to it. But I really don't like this noise. I don't like the way they do that. Well, they should have moved here.
Yeah.
Another example, toilet paper. You have not been real happy with the toilet paper. It's not been horrible.
No, actually, I've been fine with the toilet
Okay,
paper.
but it took a while.
Well, paper towels is one of
Oh,
the
paper
things.
towels.
No,
I'm sorry.
toilet paper and
I was
vinyl.
saying-
No, paper towel. Okay. And I actually did see a comment in one of the quote unquote expats groups on Facebook. Somebody was, it's not that they were asking about, does anybody know where I can find paper towel in reference to, something similar to XYZ type of paper towel that I had in the US. I miss it. That's fine. That's a legitimate question. That's a legitimate issue that you may have. But they started off with, the toilet paper or the paper towels here are crap. Does anybody know where I can get? No! That's automatically a negative. Just say, hey, does anybody know where I can get something similar to what I'm used to?
Well, they wanted bounty. And all they had to do was say, does anybody know where I can get
Something
bounty
similar.
or something that absorbs just as well as
Thank you. And instead, they started off with a complete negative, and I was trying not to throw bounty in there.
Why?
but I don't care.
Why not?
I don't know.
Bounty's not going to sue us. And besides, you're saying you like bounty. They did.
Yeah, they did. So again, I understand. I totally feel for what they're asking for. But again, we are in a completely new country. We are not going to find that particular product here. It just doesn't exist, and that's okay. There are a lot of products that you can get in that type. Test it out. Find out which one works for you.
And that's one of the things we're finding fun and frustrating at the same time is we look at the aisle and we're like, oh, we don't recognize any of these products. We pick one, it sucks. We pick one, it's great. That's the way you have to find out which one you want to use.
The biggest one I think for us right now has been trash bags. And that's it.
So, and want to make it clear, we don't think every product here is worse.
No.
Some are actually better, and we actually have a video coming up, the things that we think Spain does better. Just sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad, and if you have a product that you use all the time and it's just not as good as what you were used to, fine. You can say, I don't like this, but just get over it.
Well, fine. And again, there's things I know we're going to dislike. There's things that we're going to enjoy. There's going to be things we just don't quite understand. That's a given because of where we come from. But I don't feel like we have the right, or at least I have the right, to say this is wrong based on only the fact that I'm not used to it. That's it.
Amen. You took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah.
So that is what we're doing, and that is why we don't consider ourselves expats. We are immigrants, and this is our home. So thank you for watching. Click up here, and whatever video pops up that YouTube says you should watch, watch that video.
And please like, subscribe, and please comment. Converse in the commentary. We'll see you there.
We love hearing from you.